Weekly haul! First off, I of course picked up the new Pokemon game, Pokemon Legends Z2A. I found Pokemon Legends Arceus to be the best Pokemon game of all time, and I am correct on that. And as a little pre-order bonus, I got a keychain here. Let's see which one it is. It is Chikorita, low-key the worst one that I could have gotten. Probably the worst one, but it shall go on my keys. You can join the Shania Twain keychain I got from McDonald's of the boots. So looking forward to playing that. And then I also picked up a little Pokemon 2-pack thing here. For scale-wise, Azumarill, when I looked it up, is about 2.5 feet or something. And this looks like about 2.5 inches. I also don't know if Azumarill's scaling is to the top of the ears or the top of the egg, actually. I think this is the right size for Azumarill though. But Magnemite, I think, is way too large. I'm not 100% on the size of these guys in-game. So let me know if this is too big and if these are not supposed to be a comparable size. 'Cause I don't know how big this guy's supposed to be. Well, that's a Gen 1 Pokemon and a Gen 2 Pokemon right there. My ultimate goal is to get every Pokemon from Gen 1 to 3 and then a lot of 4. Next up, I got this from Amazon Japan. It is the S.H.Figuarts Star Wars Yoda from Revenge of the Sith. Finally, a prequel era Yoda that I was actually able to buy because that 2-pack Black Series thing, impossible to get, especially in Canada. It was over $100 to get it in Canada somehow. To fill out the box, he comes with his little chair from the Jedi Council meeting room. And Landspeeder Luke, I saw, made a good little STL file of those big circle things that the Senate members float around on that Yoda and Sidious had their fight on. So I'll have to resubscribe to Landspeeder Luke and get that file so I can make that diorama. This will, of course, go with the Black Series Palpatine from Episode 3. The thing about Yoda is that his face, it always reminds me of my deceased grandfather in a certain way. He too had a really round head like that with a lot of forehead wrinkle and just a lot of forehead going on. He had like the face even. I don't know, but my grandfather looked like Yoda. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna show a picture, but yeah, it was like 1-to-1, it was crazy. Then I also got the S.H.Figuarts from Spy Family Loid in his suit. This box, heavily damaged, came from Amazon. I am an opener though, so I guess that's okay, as long as the figure is not damaged. But now I have Lloyd, Anya, and Eeyore, and those are the only 3 from this line. I'm gonna set them up with Lloyd and Eeyore dancing with explosions happening behind them. It'll be cool. I still haven't watched season 2 of this. My favorite episode from season 1 was the dodgeball episode with that massive kid. He ran up to his father, he's like, "Daddy!" That was hilarious. The dodgeball episode, peak. The rest of the show kind of meandering at times. Then for Marvel Legends, I got this GameStop exclusive Outback era Storm. So now, while this costume is accurate to the Outback era, and it is very similar to the Jim Lee 90s costume, his redesign of it was only very light. And arguably a worse version of this costume is he got rid of the Thunderbolts on her chest, it was giving her a symbol. But anyways, around this era, Storm was growing her mohawk back out. So then she had a very specific hairstyle for a while when she was wearing this, and I would have preferred that over the standard Storm head they have. But that Outback era, really coming along. I think we're only missing an era-specific Psylocke and Colossus now, and Gateway, I guess. We have a good amount of Reavers too. They're doing good work at filling out those 80s teams with these exclusives. Then another Marvel Legend, I got the Gamerverse Juggernaut. I wasn't originally gonna get this, but when I started seeing pictures online, I was like, damn, that looks amazing. He's massive. Such a massive, heavy hunk of plastic right here. He looks pretty articulated. He seems to move really well. He has all sorts of torso articulation. He has butterfly joints, and these arms are massive as well. Now, where was that for the Maximum Hulk, Hasbro? Maximum Hulk is so okay, but this is amazing. Because Maximum Hulk even reuses parts from the previous Hulk releases they've made, whereas this Juggernaut, this is a 100% new figure that they can't even reuse ever again, because it's so specifically Juggernaut. I guess with a lot of tweaking they could, but yeah, I don't know. This looks amazing though. I'm quite impressed with this. Looking forward to opening it up, because nothing can stop the Juggernaut. Then finally, for toys, it is the G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra S.N.A.K.E, the System Neutralizer Armed Cloaking Equipment Battle Suit. And they spell cloaking with a K to better fit that acronym, because that's how Cobra rolls. So I have been looking forward to this. I wasn't looking forward to it releasing at the same time as that car from last week. Getting those back-to-back weeks, that was oof. But this is very cool. And I got the Hydra Stomper Marvel Legend, and I'm gonna have that fight. Hydra Stomper is gonna be with my Joes, and he's gonna be fighting this robot. I mean, this mech, it's a mech, it's a battle suit, okay? So yes, very cool. Comes in at 11.9 inches tall, so I don't even have a spot for this really right now. I'll have to figure that out. And it can actually fit a Cobra Goon, but when it's all closed up, you wouldn't know a Cobra Goon's in there, so I probably won't put one in there and have my ranks be filled out a bit more, I guess. Now onto my monthly comic books. Got the Zdarsky Comic News number 16, where he's interviewing Teenie Howard here. And then from Chip Zdarsky, again, it's Captain America issue 4, and this is my pick of the week. I've really been enjoying this series. One World Under Doom issue 8, only one issue of this left. The Incredible Hulk issue 30. Hulk is fighting Abomination this issue. Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe. I'm gonna continue with this, finish it up, but I'm not gonna sign up for that Cosmic Godzilla thing, because this has just been fine. Wonder Woman issue 26, and G.I. Joe issue 12 with Jodie Craig here, who I mentioned a few weeks ago because I picked up her figure, because I saw she was in this issue. Then for trades, these are all from the cheap bins at my comic book store. You got the Thunderbolts tie-in issues to Civil War, because I'm on a minor Thunderbolts obsession kick. There's a bunch of trades I want to buy from that even still. And then these I just got because they were cheap. This is the first Dannng story from Wolverine Origins, and I looked into this very lightly. Was Wolverine Origins was its own ongoing? Was there also a normal Wolverine comic running at the same time? And this isn't the Wolverine Origins miniseries. I've read those recently. This is an ongoing. How long did this go, and was there another Wolverine comic at the same time? Someone let me know. Yes, first Dannng story. This is building out that Dark Avengers era of Marvel that I'm interested in. And then Wolverine Evolution. This collects issues 50 to 55 of the ongoing Wolverine comic. From whenever, I think this is from Utopia. No, it's not even Utopia. I don't know anything about this, but it was cheap and it was hardcover. So I picked it up to build out that X-Men knowledge. Now, to discuss last week's comics with Action Comics 1091. He helped Captain Comet get back into space, and I have now dropped this series. Strange Tales had Nico teaming up with Scarlet Witch, which was nice. Has a D&D Jumanji type thing going on. It was okay. Transformers was great. I doubted Robert Kirkman. I take it all back. He continued the momentum. He introduced some characters from Mask, or a character from Mask. I don't know anything about Mask, so I look forward to learning. And Megatron had a whole speech about how the Decepticons, they ultimately want peace, but then they want peace through conquering violence and whatever else, and that was a good Megatron speech. Longshots had only Bishop for X-Men characters on that team, and presumably Longshot's joining in the next issue or two, but they even made a joke about that. There's some funny stuff in this. Hellcat's a weird choice for the lead, I gotta say, but whatevs. It was enjoyable. Imperial War, this had a lot of focus on Darkhawk and Gamora, and as a Darkhawk fan, it was nice to see. And they mentioned that he's not in the armor. When the armor's there, he kind of quantum swaps with it, which Captain Marvel Carol was there, and she even comments on that, oh, I've been there before, so that was fun. This was overall a good issue, and it has me excited for Dan Abnett. I think he's coming back for a full Guardians series, but I also don't know. The Avengers, this laid out how Kane became Meridian. It went through his whole plan, and I don't know, Kang being Meridian, like it was kind of obvious. In retrospect, it was kind of obvious. I didn't figure it out, because I'm not a genius, okay? But then, yeah, Jed McKay did a good job laying those clues there and everything, but I don't know, that's just a lot of Kane going on. The Power Fantasy, very good series, and this issue is also good. They explain how S.H.Figuarts, because he got exploded last issue, and then they show that he's actually just a giant brain in a tube, and he kind of possesses these bodies using his telepathic powers. That's good stuff. Green Lantern Corps ended the Starbreaker supremacy, and they had Krona show up saying he was gonna wreak some havoc, but then he kind of just disappeared, and he looks like a very damaged Hal Jordan, so that was kind of funny. Oh, Aquaman's so close to being cut. My loyalty for Jeremy Adams is keeping me strong, but it's so close. So they had Andy, who's Aquaman's daughter. She's aged up, and she's doing stuff with ghost pirates and whatevs. DC KO. The whole concept of shooting Omega energy into the center of the Earth, which will then make the center of the Earth trigger an anime-style tournament. Absurd. Still a lot of fun though. And I'm glad that Batman's not part of the tournament, but he's still getting his own mini, so like, yeah. My prediction for who's gonna win this is Supergirl, because she has a movie coming out, and I think they're gonna want to do that corporate synergy. So there's everything I picked up this week. Let me know what you're reading and what you want to see reviewed first.